Transformation.
Yes.
Welcome to Transformation Tuesday. I'm Teddy and I'm live here with Christina. And today we're going to talk about World Trauma
Life.
Day.
Yes.
Yes.
World Trauma
So,
Day.
so what you got about World Trauma Day, Christina?
All right. So World Trauma Day is a fascinating thing that Teddy notified me of, based on her yoga app, I think it told her. But October 17th to me is my brother's birthday. So happy birthday, Rob. We're all born on the 17th, so that's what that's about. But other than that, I just found out that October 17th every year is World Trauma Day, and it's an emphasis on saving lives and how to properly attend to emergency cases. It's structured to create increased awareness about trauma and educating the public on ways to address traumatic injuries, incidents, and deaths. So, did you know that traumatic injuries have caused more deaths to people below the age of 45 than malaria, HIV, AIDS, and tuberculosis? And
That's scary.
furthermore, yeah, it's really crazy. Over 9% of deaths around the world are caused by traumatic injuries. So there's definitely, not only can we be more cautious in life, but, there's something to be said about emergency medicine and taking care of ourselves in a self-protective way and being on the lookout. But it's really weird, actually, too, that Teddy told me about the World Trauma Day. And just an hour before that, I literally almost got smashed head on in an intersection by a car who decided not to stay at their red light. So thank goodness for the awesome brakes on my Prius and my awareness and being an observational and defensive driver, that I am not a part of World Trauma Day on World Trauma Day. Wow. Like super thankful for that. But yeah, it's amazing. And obviously not only is there like crazy stuff that happens when you get into a traumatic incident in terms of your body and your health, there's also mental after effects that happen as well. And it's really important to be aware of that, because it definitely can alter your brain chemistry and the way that you think about how to proceed in life if you've ever had a traumatic incident like this. Um, so we're here for you, and I've been in car accidents before. Teddy's been in some intense situations that she's going to tell her story about too. And it's all about, again, recovery, right? So your body is an amazing machine, and as long as we give it the amazing tools that we have at our disposal in terms of not only um, you know, stretches and physical type of repair. We can do emotional repair and other things with essential oils and supplements and great things. So I like stay tuned, and we're going to keep talking about it. How about that?
Yes.
Uh, do you want to
Yeah,
tell your
so
story about your
I
trauma?
will. I will. Earlier this year, I was snowboarding and I had a pretty good fall. And I mean, I've been snowboarding actually for 30 years. So I am a seasoned rider. Definitely, even though I live in Hawaii, I go back and forth. The last 15 years, I've been going back and forth and definitely going several times a year, still going snowboarding. And so I had a fall earlier this year and I definitely disconnected for a moment. And I continued to just finish my run and decided to, have lunch with my family. I was with my husband and my youngest daughter at the time and her friend. And I noticed like during, the time of, that I was eating my lunch, I was really listening to my body, like looking for signs like, nausea, just, thinking my brains, because the impact, I fell back and I fell in deep powder. I fell in probably like 2 to 3 feet of deep powder. So the back of my head hit, fluffy snow, didn't hit anything hard, but still I
Interesting.
definitely, was wiped out from the whiplash.
Wow.
So long story short, I continued to, I think I did about 8 to 9 more snowboard runs after lunch, and then we loaded up the car and 5 hour drive from Mammoth down to LA. And again, I was listening to my body. I just felt really, really tired. Um, Unpacked, fell asleep, and again, really listening to my body, noticing that I was really, really tired. The next morning had to catch a flight early. I was up at like 4:30, had to catch an early flight out of Long Beach. And that's when I noticed that my body was really, really, because it's less than 24 hours after impact. And I started falling asleep on the bench, and noticing that, yeah, something was definitely, fatigued in my body. Um, but I wasn't, throwing up. So I really was like, okay, I think I could, make it home. So, 5.5 hour flight back to Hawaii. Well, as soon as I got on that plane and got up into the elevation, my head was pounding. Um,
Wow.
and I think, definitely the elevation, altitude, definitely had something to do with, my headaches. And, I'll tell you what, I was on a scale level 1 to 10, I was probably about an 8. And I am not a headache person. So I don't get headaches pretty regularly. So I was definitely hurting on the plane. And, but, I just drank water and I tried to rest it off, sleep it off. I did try to watch a movie. And when, when I was watching the movie, every other sentence, I could not understand what was going on. So I was like,
Wow.
yeah. So just wanted to land. When I landed in Hawaii, got home, felt, again, exhausted. So I just, tried to drink water and I just felt jet lagged and just tried to let my body just, relax. The headache was less when I got home, but I was definitely out of it. I ended up, going to the store to try to buy dinner. And I remember just standing in Foodland in the produce department looking at the veggies going, what am I here for? What am I getting? So I was definitely disoriented.
Wow.
The next day, so here we are 2 days later, Tuesday, I went to get adjusted by my chiropractor, and he pretty much said everything that I went through. I had a textbook concussion. So I really needed to take the week off, no exercise, no screens. And that's just, screens to me were sensitive. And I'm a go-go personality type of person, which being a yoga teacher has really made me aware of things and my tendencies. So I just had to really go inwards, during that time. And, again, the trauma, you really got to focus on slowing down and self-care and listening to your body. And they basically said, um, if because I said, well, should I go get an MRI or should I go to the doctor? And they said, do not hesitate to go to the ER if you have nausea, thunderclap, headache, or just generally not getting better. He's like, go to the ER,
Go.
and watch for
Absolutely.
personality changes. So,
Yeah.
here we are though, 9 months later, and fast forward, and again, I mean, I'm almost pretty much fully recovered. Used a lot of the doTERRA line, definitely loved using my essential oils, frankincense, cypress, like Christina talked about earlier, the supplements. The Lifelong Vitality Pack was huge to keep my overall nutrition good. The sleep complex and products were good because, taking care of your sleep is going to heal your brain. There were some other things I did. I did a sleep study. I did red light therapy. Some people recommended hyperbaric pressure
Right.
chambers, but I never got around to doing that. But, again, today, in honor of World Trauma Day, just if you feel like, if you've had injuries or anything like that, that's today is about just, bringing an awareness to that and
Yes.
taking time out for yourself, doing meditation, being mindful, and it could just be 5, 10 minutes a day, maybe doing a light yoga movement, asana practice, taking care of your emotional health. And, we're going to talk a little bit more about Blue Lotus oil in a bit to kind of cover the emotional parts and the physical parts. Um, but yeah, so good news is I've recovered using, I kind of have like this team of holistic people, that kind of help me out. I have a couple chiropractors I see to help do, good body work. And I played in a pickleball tournament this weekend. First place, baby. Both
Woohoo!
divisions. Yep, both
I
divisions.
was wondering what that was around your neck. Oh, how cool.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
my hero, Teddy. I want to be you when I grow up.
yeah. First place women's doubles on Saturday. Played 6 games undefeated with my partner Holly. Um,
Yay, Teddy and
Sunday I
Holly.
Sunday I played with my husband. Shout out to my husband. He was a rock star.
Yay, Teddy and
He,
Kane.
yeah, he showed up to play, and he doesn't really play pickleball that much. He plays probably once a month, but so we played 6 games undefeated as well. And it feels good. It feels good because 9 months ago when I fell, and had that concussion, I was just like, ugh, there's no way I could play pickleball. I would try to hit the ball around and just get a headache. So, um,
Right.
super grateful to listen to your body and, work on slowing down and nurturing your
And
body for
self-care.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I was I've been talking to Teddy and some other people about this, but I recently have discovered this group called Human Garage. Um and they do lives every morning, and so I've kind of been watching them because it's all about fascial release in terms of health. So there's a lot you can solve a lot of the problems in your body, right, is what we talk about. Teddy and I often talk about through self-care, and one of the ways to do a great self-care is this fascial release that they have worked on for however long. But I'm just starting to learn about Human Garage. But interestingly enough, one of the lives that I popped into, a woman was discussing how she had gotten a concussion, but it was undiagnosed. So it was an undiagnosed concussion. They realized it through just talking to her, like, I feel like something happened to you. And then she started reflecting upon it and realized, oh, yeah, I did fall and hit my head. I guess maybe I did get a concussion. So it was a undiagnosed concussion at the time and unresolved, right? So she just kept on living her life, like not doing anything about it. And her body has definitely felt the effects about it, through the months. And so it is important to address things as soon as possible when you find out about them. Immediately, if you know that they've happened, like Teddy realized, like, I fell, let's look into this deeper. But if you don't realize that something's happened, as soon as you find out, dig deep into what
Yep.
it actually has caused the issue, to not put a band-aid on it, to find the issue and resolve it from there, because that's the only way we can resolve our health and recover from anything that has happened to our bodies. Because our bodies, we'll say it a million times, our bodies are so magical and can recover things on their own with just a little bit of support from our toolboxes, right? So we've got
Right.
all kinds of different things. We've got our yoga and other types of movement in our toolbox. We've got our essential oils and other holistic remedies in our toolbox. We have supplementation and good nutrition in our toolbox. We have healthy sleep in our toolbox. So with all of these things combined, we can really help our body reach a better state of well-being. And that's what we're here for. We're in
Yeah.
this process too. We're not perfect. We're
Right.
on this journey, and that's why we're here to do it together, and that's why we're doing this live with you to talk about things every week, and it's really fun. So yeah, we're journeying
Yeah.
together. Don't feel like we're perfect. That's what
It's
I'm trying to
about
say.
it's about bringing, again, the term self-care to the public eye. And it's not just, again, it's just about bubble baths. It's not about bubble baths. It's about, a lot of little things, making, mindfulness, making, taking a time out. breathing.
Yeah.
If anything,
Yeah.
just taking a moment to breathe. If we're not breathing properly, our body is just running in, the cortisol levels stay high.
Yeah.
And, when you're always stepping
Our
on the gas,
cells. Yeah.
yes, our bodies eventually will hit a adrenal fatigue burnout.
For sure.
Okay, and that's what happens is
Yeah.
people they'll just sleep for days because their body finally adrenal fatigue, has set in.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and
so
when we're not breathing, when we're not doing these movements, we're not getting our cells oxygenated, and that's really important too, is to bring the oxygenation through the body and to flow.
yeah,
There's more to life and flow than just meditation
yeah,
and energy work. It's like literally breathing through your body and getting
yeah.
things moving. And yeah, walking meditation. Like you don't have to sit still if you're a moving person, there's ways to still um, self-reflect and get in tune with yourself, and you could still be moving. So it's
Yeah.
we can explore lots of different modalities.
Okay, so let's talk about Blue Lotus. We're going to cover Blue Lotus oil.
Awesome.
So you want to go ahead
Let me
and
share my Zoom screen for you
uh,
guys, and that way you can at least see about Blue Lotus from the Essential Emotions book. Um, I don't have my current one, so I can't show you in live, but this is the
here,
book
yeah,
that we refer to as the Essential Emotions book.
yeah,
There you
I have
go.
the book. So
Oh, good. So Blue Lotus, do you want to start talking about it?
sure.
Or
So Blue Lotus has a sweet and mystical aroma, denoting well springs of untapped spiritual possibilities. This oil beckons to explore higher realms. It asks individuals to awaken their spiritual purpose and expand further into their calling than ever before. For the seeker, meeting this oil can feel like a mysterious initiation. Its energy helps them discover their unique gifts just beginning to take form. It invites individuals to embark on the journey to their sacred center. It is here that Blue Lotus helps both novice and seasoned mentor alike connect with higher knowledge and guided intuition. Like the lotus, individuals begin their greatest period of growth when they realize they must emerge from the mud they've felt bound by, that staying in their current comfortable situation won't bring the fulfillment they yearn for. It is in this calm moments that Blue Lotus begins to stir individuals' hearts to recognize that there is more that can be done with the precious time they have. This oil illuminates where they have become spiritually stagnant, descending into draining emotional states like bitterness, resentfulment or resentment, sorry, and blame, or slipped into numbness and apathy. This oil asks them to rise above their lesser inclinations and reclaim their inherent birthright and potential. So, in a nutshell, the negative emotions, because again, these all the essential oils have an emotional, they have like a personality to them. So if you're experiencing negative emotions of maybe being spiritually stagnant or having a blocked intuition, feeling lost, bitter, resentful, blaming, numb, apathetic, closed, low energetic vibration, then try to use this oil. This oil is amazing for that, to help people move out of that negative emotion state of being, if you've ever been labeled as maybe having your sixth chakra feeling blocked, um, that is related to, having low energetic vibration. So this oil may be able to help you move out of that. And so again, gaining more positive properties with this oil can include spiritual awakening, bliss, transcending, feeling guided, open growth, inspiration, spirit, having more spiritual purpose, feeling more radiant, and feeling loved. You want to
It's a
add anything else?
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful oil. Um, for those of you who are familiar with doTERRA, it's one of Emily Wright's favorites. And it's very cool the way that this has come about. It's been over 5 years in the making. Like it's been even longer than that, I'm sure. But they were able to find a small farmer in China, and they had a little pond in their backyard growing blue lotus. And so they started working with that farmer to be able to produce enough Blue Lotus to create this blend for, not blend, but this oil for us. It is the oil, it's not a blend. Um, so it comes in the touch form. It is available for sale now officially with your wholesale account. It's only $66 for the touch blend. Um, I love it because it's part of one of those high impact, it's one of the high impact oils. So at doTERRA, they do a lot of work within the communities that they source from in terms of working with the farmers directly, getting out the middleman, and so that the farmers are being directly impacted with finances and schooling and support in terms of infrastructure, water, and hospitals, whatever the community needs. doTERRA is there for them, and that's what makes me really proud of this company. And Blue, the farmer and farmers, I think there's a couple of
Yeah,
them probably by
more than
now
85. Yeah, more than
that
85 farmers.
but it's all this one neighborhood, like community. Basically it's this one area, and they all work together. They have to go out every day and knock the snails off so it's like a constant work, and it's amazing. They do such a great job, and we now have Blue Lotus, and it's an amazing oil. It smells beautiful. It's really great if you like to make blends in your own pure fumes. This is a good one to add to it. Or you could just do it on your own. And again, it's the oil of awakening. So if you're looking for that beautiful, like, you know, kickstart into your life
Yeah.
in terms of giving you beautiful awareness in your life, and for as you proceed through your reality and manifesting things on this new moon, because the new moon was on Friday, and
Yeah.
solar eclipses. There's a lot going on energetically. So this
Yeah,
is this is a
totally.
great oil in terms of awakening during this time. There's a lot going on, and you can really tap into that. It's awesome.
And
Available now.
as far as physical benefits, obviously it smells amazing, but it also serves as a natural skin moisturizer. So there's a high
Yes.
squalene content that comes
Yeah.
in this flower. So you can actually use it
Just
in
like,
like a facial serum blend if you want. But yeah, it serves as a natural skin moisturizer, or and it promotes a healthy looking radiant complexion.
yes.
So
Ooh. Maybe I'll add this to my glow blend.
yes,
Mm. It is beautiful. And it's
yeah,
like it's really subtle.
hmm
It's not really
yeah.
out there. It's like
It's not
it's
It's not perfumey because it's not synthetic.
no.
See, that's the con of the essential oil industry right now, is they're making a lot of synthetic, especially flower oils. Flower oils are very delicate. A lot of times, like jasmine, they're very delicate. So the essential oil industry there's a lot of adulteration where they add chemicals to it, they add other things to it to try to make it smell, and those are that's a perfume industry. They use
Yes.
chemicals to, make things smell, then it's just, that's just a headache in a bottle to me.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
yeah.
So yeah, not only what you touched on, Teddy, but also like the sourcing and the amount of of flour that you actually need to be able to get the essential oil is so quantitative that it's
Yeah.
for a lot of companies, they don't feel like it's worth it. So what is it for rose? Like 10,000 petals to get a
Yeah. I'm
rose or something. It's like an exorbitant amount. And so, that's something to also keep in mind, folks, when you're talking about like the cost of oils. It's it's the cost of the product, and you want to pay for your product because then you know that it's a higher quality. Then you know that
right.
it's not adulterated. Then you know that it's sourced at a great place. It's like when you
Yeah.
buy clothes at a high-end store such as Nordstrom's, or I mean, I don't know high-end stores because I don't shop there. I'm not there yet, ladies and gentlemen. But I do notice when I pay more for like my shoes or my clothes,
Yeah.
they last
Oh yeah.
longer than
Yes.
if I was to go to like Target and get like a weird little cat and jack thing, kind of. And I'm
True.
not trying to say anything wrong about those brands because I get them all the time. I obviously know them, right? I'm naming them. But the point is like you pay for what you get. And that's in
Yeah.
every industry. Every industry. So,
Okay. Well,
but
we're at about time. So,
yes.
is there anything else you want to add before we wrap up today?
No, this was fun. Yeah, be safe out there, everyone.
Yes.
Drive safe and pedestrian safe. Crossing the street is super dangerous these days, and biking. So be safe out there on World Trauma Day. Please don't be a statistic. And if you are dealing with an injury and you're curious on how you can help address it and be a healer in your own home and your own body, then reach out to Teddy or I or whoever invited you to this Zoom and or live, and we can help you in amazing ways.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Thanks, Christina.
Yeah,
Have a
thanks,
great
Teddy. See you next
day.
week.